me.
Welcome to the vlog. We're going to Santa Barbara today. I'm really excited because my boyfriend and I love to go to Santa Barbara often, and when we've gone to visit, we basically discovered my favorite bookstore of all time. So we're going to go there and see if there's anything that I want to pick up. I have been book shopping a lot lately, so we'll see if I decide to get anything. And then right next door to that is where we love to have breakfast. So I'm just really excited to bring you guys along. We might even go to a second bookstore, so it'll be a lot of book shopping and just a lot of fun in Santa Barbara. So I'm excited to bring you guys with me. And I couldn't start this vlog off without a fall coffee. This is a little bit bigger than I typically order, but because we're having a fun day today, Sam and I decided to get a venti. And the reason why we got Starbucks, which we typically like to go to more like independent coffee shops, local coffee shops, is because they brought back the crisp apple shaken espresso, which is our favorite fall drink every single year. We actually thought that this year was going to be a little bit different. They didn't originally come out with it when they launched their fall menu, so we were a little disappointed, but Sam saw that this week they came out with it again, so we absolutely had to try it. And we were like, okay, we already know what coffee we want when we go to Santa Barbara, and if you're looking to try something different, I really like it. This feels a little sweet for me just because it's like a bigger size, but all in all, I'm excited that she's back. So we just got to the cafe. We do have to wait 20 minutes, so I feel like it would be a good idea to go book shopping first, but we'll see what Sam says. He just went to go park the car, and yeah, we'll see what we end up doing. So it is the next day. It is a little bit later, but it is Monday, so I had work and just things that I need to do and take care of at the house because we spent all day yesterday in Santa Barbara. But I want to show you guys what I got from Godmother's and what I got from Bart's Books. So here's the bag from Godmother's. I'm actually so happy that I was able to bring y'all along with me to go to Godmother's because it is my favorite bookstore of all time. I just think it is so cool, the concept of it being a house and kind of having its books displayed like with furniture and as if it was like a house. I believe I recorded their little seating area, and I hope one day I'll be able to go to an event there. They have a lot of different events, but of course I want to go to one that really piques my interest. They actually have one coming up this month with Gabrielle Zevin, wrote Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow. She's going for the release of a young adult novel, and I just think maybe I might not be interested in reading the book, so I don't know if it's worth going, but they definitely have a lot of fun things. So hopefully I'll be able to do a vlog soon of, you know, me there for an event and being able to see an author speak. So the first book I picked up was Wuthering Heights. I was honestly about to scream in the middle of the bookstore when I saw this version. I have not seen this version anywhere besides Amazon, and it's the only version that I really wanted to purchase of this book. And so when I saw it, I was like, absolutely, I'm going to get it. And basically Wuthering Heights is supposed to be a love story. It's considered a classic, but from what I've read as far as reviews, people say it's really interesting and it's really engaging, and it doesn't give that typical classic kind of slow read. So I'm really excited, and it's also, I don't know if it's going to be exactly turned into a movie, but Jacob Elordi and Margot Robbie are starring in a movie called Wuthering Heights. So from what I could tell with what everyone is saying about the trailer, they seem similar but not entirely. So I'm really excited to read and then watch the movie and give my opinion about it. Next book that I picked up is The Savage Detective, and I ended up seeing this book and just looking into it a little bit more and seeing if this would be something that I'd actually be interested in reading, because I was honestly just attracted to the spine and the cover of it. It just looks very cool. But it's actually been translated to English. It was written by a Latin American author about two people that go on a journey to find a vanished poet, their favorite poet to be exact. And that's pretty much all I know about it. I know that it involves friendship and obsession and art, and I think those are all just fun things to read about. And most importantly, when I was looking at some of the Goodreads reviews, I didn't read the reviews because I didn't want to spoil the book, but I did see that someone got a tattoo from something from this book. So that was kind of enough to get me to purchase it and see that it's going to be a good read. So I'm really excited to read this. If you read it, let me know in the comments what's your opinion, what's your rating. It's hard to go off of ratings from Goodreads because I feel like books that might be rated low may be rated high for me. But I feel like staying on the 4.0 and above point when you don't know what a book is, and based on those ratings on Goodreads, I think is always a good rule of thumb. Because I only want to read bangers, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't want to read anything that's not interesting. There are a couple books that are interesting to me that I see are 3 stars, and I'm like, but the concept is cool, but is it executed the way that I might like? I'm not sure. But this seems to answer all those questions and be a good read. So I'm excited to get into it, read it, and let you guys know what I think of it. Now for my Bart's book haul. I got Big Swiss. So you've probably seen this book in the US cover. I'm going to put it right here. I was not sure really what the book is about, but it gives kind of contemporary fiction, which has been something that I've been really interested in. If you saw earlier in the vlog, I pointed out All Fours twice because I feel like that book haunts me. I read it because I heard the concept and I thought it was just insane, and I wanted to read about it and know this character that's written in this book, and the fact that Miranda Joy hasn't written a book in I think over 10 years and this is the book that she comes out with really interested me. I don't think personally I could rate the book, and I also think that I personally cannot recommend it to anybody because it's just such a strange book and you have to kind of read with caution. And there were points that I was listening to it on audio with my boyfriend and he was like, what did she just say? And yeah, that's literally the type of book that it is. But it really interested me in wanting to read more contemporary fiction and read about characters that are a little bit more problematic and different. And I just think sometimes when a main character is really interesting and some of the book is maybe not as interesting because there's such a big personality in that main character, it drives the story for me and it makes me interested because I'm invested in the character, not necessarily the story. So the story can kind of take you anywhere, but you're obviously holding on for dear life because of the main character. So that's kind of like the vibes that I think I'm gonna have. This is the UK edition, so that's really cool. I just got the UK edition of Remarkably Bright Creatures as well. So I think in my bookshelf I'm going to try and put like a UK version part of my shelf. I think that would be really cool, even though I only have like 2 versions, but it's only incentive to buy more, am I right? Just kidding. I'm not even done with the haul yet, and I'm already thinking about buying other books. Okay, I have a problem. So one thing I did want to mention about going to Bart's Books is that this is technically a used book, even though it's in amazing condition, and they also do sell regular books that are not used for a slightly higher price. But that was the whole point of going to Bart's, is that there were a couple books that I wanted to find. I wanted to find the first book in the Harry Potter series because I want to read it this fall and winter, and then I wanted to also find a book called Panchico, I think is how you pronounce it. So I really wanted to get that. But one cool thing that Bart's Books does is that they give you a bookmark every single time you buy something from there, and there is always a quote from a different author on that bookmark. And from the past times I've gone, I've always gotten different ones, and I want to read you the one I got this time. You cannot invent an algorithm that is as good at recommending books as a good bookseller, and that's the secret weapon of the bookstore, is that no algorithm will ever understand readers the way the other readers can understand readers. This is by John Green. I really liked that I got this specific bookmark at random because John Green was actually one of my first authors I ever read, and I used to read The Fault in Our Stars, Paper Towns, Looking for Alaska. Like, he's the first author that I read like pretty much all of his, whatever he had published at the time when I was younger. And I remember just loving those books and thinking that they were amazing and awesome. And when the Fault in Our Stars movie came out, I remember I had it on DVD and Blu-ray. I was absolutely obsessed. So it's just kind of like fun that I got that specific bookmark because it's like the author that I started reading with, and I was buying more books, and now that I'm still a reader. That's everything that I got when I was book shopping. However, when I was at the bookstores, there were a few books that I had my eye on, and I did actually post on my TikTok. If you're following me, if not, you should. I do post like a little bit of book content and like more like fun things on a daily basis. So I posted something of a couple books that caught my eye, and that is totally judging a book by its cover, but I mean, I feel like every reader does that. And there was one book that my boyfriend saw, and sometimes he gets book videos, I think, because I talk about books so much. And he's like, oh, everyone's been talking about this book. I'm like, yeah, this book broke the internet. And he's like, I'll buy it for you, I'll buy it for you. The book was $45. I was like, absolutely not. $45 on a book is way too much for me. I understand like supporting your local bookstores, but $45 is just like a lot of money. But then this morning, my boyfriend was like, hey, can you go take the dogs out? Can you go take the dogs out? And I was like, why? I don't want to take them out, like you take them out. Interestingly enough, we did have a conversation, and I was like, okay, you know what, fine, I'll take them out, no worries, I'll take them out. And so I open the door. Let me show you what was waiting for me. This box was waiting for me. I'm like, what is in here? You have a package. And he's looking at me all mysteriously, and I'm like, wait a minute, did you buy me books? Like, are these books? Like, tell me you bought me books, because now I'm thinking I have books in here to open, so don't disappoint me. Sure enough, he bought me books, and so I did open this already because I wanted to also do a book haul for my TikTok. So these aren't going to be blind reactions. If you want to see my blind reactions, like I said, follow me on TikTok, but I am still going to show you guys what I got. So this is one of the books that I actually had an eye on at one of the bookstores that I went to yesterday, and it just looked really interesting to me, just the cover in itself. It has like a peach on it, and it says go as a river, and this is basically about 17-year-old Violet Nash. She is currently running her household because her mother passes away when she's 12 years old, and so she's basically serving her brother and father, and then she's also running the peach farm that her family owns and working. And so she obviously is like not having the best time and is really struggling with all of these responsibilities as a young girl. And then she unexpectedly runs into a stranger, and running into that stranger basically changes her life. It says here on the back of the book, Shelley Reed's debut novel is a story of love deeply held even in the face of hardship and loss, of finding courage, resilience, and finally home where least expected. Just seems like it's going to be heartfelt and sweet and nice, and it's not too many pages, it's like 300, so I'm really excited. Also has good reviews on Goodreads. The next book that Sam got me is Stephen King's The Running Man. I'm really excited. This is my first ever Stephen King book, and on top of that, it's also going to be made into a movie, so I'm excited to read the book and then watch the movie and compare them and see if they are relatively the same. Sam is also really interested in watching the movie, so I'm sure we'll end up also listening to this on audio on any walks that we go on. So I'm really excited, and I believe he wrote this, yes, under Richard Bachman, which I think is really cool. I really want to read more into why he does that, why he in the past has published books under a different name, and why he decided to come out and say like, hey, those are actually my books, which is really interesting and cool. But yeah, this was another book I saw at the bookstore, but I was like, okay, maybe I'll read it another day. And I guess secretly Sam was ordering it on Amazon this whole time. Now this one, she's a big one, and I am not surprised that this is the one that he picked up. This was the book that I told you was $45 in store, with absolute good reason, because this book is absolutely so heavy and dense. Honestly, don't really know what this book is about. I've seen everywhere on social media that it is absolutely broken the internet, and I believe that it is based on a fan fiction novel, or it was published as a fan fiction novel of like the specific ship name, but I can never recognize who they are. It always makes me think of Hermione from Harry Potter, but I don't think it's about her and in any capacity. So if you know, please let me know in the comments. Regardless, I'm really excited to just read it and see if it's any good. It's highly rated on Goodreads as well, and that's been, I think, something that I need to grow out of a little bit, is I've really been depending on Goodreads reviews for the books that I want to pick, because I just don't want to waste my time reading a book that I'm not interested in. I recently went to Barnes & Noble as well. I've done a lot of book shopping lately. I actually have a whole other stack of books that I also wanted to include in a haul, but it is just, I've gotten way too many books, and I simply cannot purchase another book because it is just beyond how many books I just recently purchased. But I went to Barnes & Noble looking for, you know, a couple new books, and I found a lot of books I'd never heard of or never read or anything like that, and then I look them up on Goodreads and I see they have like 3.2 or 3.1, and I completely get discouraged to read them, and I don't read them. So that's something I have to shake off. It's something I've been doing recently, but regardless, I'm so excited to read all of these books. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed book shopping with me and spending the day with me and Sam in Santa Barbara. If you are ever in those areas, Ojai, Santa Barbara, Summerlin, please go to Godmother's. I absolutely love that bookstore. I cannot recommend it enough. And even if you're not in the area, plan a day to go to Santa Barbara just to go to this bookstore. You will not be disappointed. It's so fun, so cute. There's a cafe in the back. I absolutely love it, and thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like I said, follow me, subscribe to me on YouTube. I'm going to be doing a lot of reading videos, a lot of fun stuff. Can't wait to keep posting and connecting with more readers and more people. Like I said, see you guys in the next one. Thanks again for watching.